Hi, it's Allan Pym from APOS, and very pleased to have Patrick Sims from SAP joining me today. We're talking today as follow-up to a recent webinar that we did where we had a session titled What's Coming in Business Objects 4.3 SP3 and Beyond. And an important topic that we covered in that session was related to the Business Objects or SAP BI and Analytics Statement of Direction, which was released back in June. And one of the key pieces from that statement of direction and from the webinar that we covered recently was this slide here, which really summarizes a lot of information related to business objects specifically and its versions and timelines. Patrick, I'm hoping you can make a few comments to help clarify this picture.
Sure. Thanks for having me back, Alan. So, key thing that was announced in the statement of direction is that 4.3 is no longer going to be the terminal release for on premise. We are actually going to be putting out a new version, codenamed currently BI 2024, that will start at the end of 2024 and then give us a 7-year runway with our typical software plans for mainstream maintenance and perhaps beyond that as well. And then, so the key there was at the beginning of the year, we had said we wanted to try and move people to the cloud from the Bob J Private Cloud Edition perspective, and that 4.3 would be the end of the on-premise world, but not the code line. So now the code line continues and the on-premise world continues till at least 2031.
So that's great news for organizations that they have these kinds of options, whether it's an on-premise deployment or in the cloud with the PCE edition. That's really big news, and we've been getting great feedback. As we look at this diagram, though, just to be clear, that 7-year support window starts at the release of the BI 2024 version.
Correct. Correct.
And as we're seeing in this diagram, that goes right over to the right side of your visual. So that indicates it could go beyond that, correct?
Exactly. I mean, for those of you who know, as you can see even on the slide now for 4.2 and 4.3, we typically, after that 7-year mainstream support run, tend to have at least 2 years of what we call priority one support, which means no new enhancements and innovations, but customer fixes and things like that. So I would expect, for beyond 2031 that they'll still be there.
Great. Well, that's a big announcement, big news. And it certainly seems that whether an organization is on Business Objects 4.2 or on 4.3, really being on 4.3 is an important step and really positions well for the future. So there are
Absolutely.
migrations involved. Yeah, it's certainly key that they get there and involves that migration. So at APOS, we have technologies that help to simplify that migration and upgrade, and we certainly want to work with organizations. Our migration kit, our UNX adoption solution, important steps in being able to help with that. Patrick, thanks for joining today and this update.
Thanks, Alan.